think about how we move through the world using our beliefs, we've got to be aware that some of them withhold from us, they withhold life from us, and some of them push towards life. So we are motivated by pleasure and pain, as I say in a lot of my containers. I want you just to jump in the chat now, and I want you just the first thing that comes into your mind, don't overthink this, today, what is the first thing you think about when I say money is? What's your rule on that? What's your belief? Money is, and again, Team Replay, those of you watching on Team Replay, let's play too. Jump in the comments, get in there. Ah, look, we're coming in. Money is freedom, 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 power. I love this. This is where words mean things. Fun, options. We all play the dopamine game. Simple. Here we go. Money is fine, plentiful, essential for life, enabling. Look at the differences here. What changes for you when that is behind your eyes, running like software behind your brain, as opposed to abundant, free flowing, so much to go around? You know, we've got all these mindsets going on. Money is a usually a really good indicator of who's in the room as well for me, because some rooms are tipped. So I work a lot on stages lecturing at veterinary conferences, because my veterinary career was my old career. So I get asked to speak about money quite a lot. And one of the things that comes up there is money is the root of all evil, which is a really classic quote, right? But it's one of the most misquoted of all time. The love of money is the root of all evil is actually what was said. However, what's happened is over time that's been perverted by repetition, and it's become money is the root of all evil. And so the whole of the veterinary profession is labouring under the misapprehension that to get paid for what they do as a job is really bad. It's really interesting. Now, out here in internet land where we're interacting, there's a lot more of the freedom, the necessary choices. Money as a tool is how I personally choose to think about it. But let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10 now, let's be blunt, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of your self-worth do you attach to what's in your bank balance? And I want you to answer this for yourself. If you want to share it in the chat, because you're either a high or a low, usually that's what happens, go for it. But I want you to think to yourself, how much of my self-worth have I pinned to what I can either generate through my business or what I've made in my stage of life? So for example, the house you live in, where you are in the world, where you live, what your business is, how much on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being high, of your worth, of your self-worth is attached to the money you're making. So our range at the moment is going from 2 to 8. So look at that number where you've attached some worth to your money. And what I want you to do is just think about how that fits with your identity that you've just admitted to, with your identity that you've just said out loud, you're a coach, consultant, entrepreneur, or life traveler. How much does that change what you do? So I'm going to ask you, when in your environment, you're floating around in internet land, because I'm guessing we all met on the internet here. I don't think many of you are here because we met in a bar or in a street party in the UK. We don't do those here. It's usually on the internet these days, right? So we make assumptions on what we see and we make beliefs around that. So like when I discovered that all those 7-figure quote unquote coaches we're talking about their lifetime business to date, because disclosure, I haven't made 7 figures in a year, so I wouldn't identify myself as a 7-figure coach, but I've made a shitload more than all those other coaches out there giving it the large about being 7-figure coaches. But it isn't a badge that resonates with me, so you won't see me identify myself as that, because to me, success without fulfillment is failure. That's part of my brand, that's part of my belief system. Now, depending on which big cat brain you are, you will have different beliefs. We're going to go into that now. But for those of you that are holding a badge like coach, consultant, entrepreneur, I want you to think about for today, what is the belief I would need to believe to elevate me to the next level? Just planting that seed, and then I'm stepping back. Because we've got to talk about 2 big important things: beliefs and boundaries. Now, why are these important? Why are these important? Because you define yourself by the quality of questions that you ask on a daily basis, is the answer. You define your level of success in life by the quality of the questions you ask yourself. I'll make that make sense in a minute. That's a big statement to throw on the table and then step back from. But you define your everyday experience by the quality of the questions that you're asking on a daily basis. If your question is, have I made enough money to feel worthy yet? You're going to have a much more 4 out of 10 existence than if your question is, how can I serve today and do it with honor? Can you hear the difference in that? Can you hear the focus in that? That's so different. So we are going to dive deep into, what am I worth? Not how much money I'm making. Okay, so what am I worth? Not how much money I'm making. It feels so different. It's so different. And this is the thing, and this is where some people get stuck, because what they get stuck on is this idea that somehow they have to do what they're doing for free. With the business world, I'm just going to talk to the business people in the room here. Sometimes we get looped into this sense of worth, feeling not good enough, so we don't charge enough. So we then end up delivering everything for free and never getting to that point of being able to ask for an exchange of energy, because money is energy as well as being a tool. Money is energy. And when you're giving your energy, when you're giving your time, when you're giving your service, it should be fair that there is an exchange, that there is a swapsy, that there is some energy coming back to you. So I feed my family by giving my energy to a community, to clients, to one-to-ones, to groups, but then there's a flow of money that comes back to me as well. But to be a business, not a hobby, you have to be confident in charging for those upper floors.